When you're doing undergarments, you need to look at, honestly, what size you are. You have to be very aware of what size you actually are. Don't be like, well, I think I'm a 32B. No, nobody's a 32B except Barbie. Because you're like a 32E. But make sure you're, like, once a month, take your measurements. Just do it. Make a habit of it. It'll keep you more in tune with what your body's doing. Just once a month, take your measurements, like right under your breast, right over waist and hips, and always do your waist where you want your pants to lie. Don't do it there's a belly button. Do like where you have your pants, because that's where you're going to want to put your pants when you make them, not like up here like I am a grandma. If you're a grandma, I'm sorry if I said that. And because that will help you make sure you know what type of bra you need. Do you need a strapless? Do you need a one strap? Do you need extra cleavage for your character? Do you need to downplay? Do you need to bind? I do bind. I do not recommend it because it hurts. But you can buy special, if you want a crossbody, you can buy special binding bras online from ladygrace.com. They used to. I bought them about 3 years ago. If not, you can go on eBay. eBay has everything. And I'll admit I have a double D. I'm wearing a minimizer right now because I have to get into the car for a 17-hour drive home. So, I'm from Boston. So if you want to, just realize physics. Can you bind? Should you bind? Do you have asthma? If you have asthma, don't bind. If you have a cold, don't bind. If you're roughly in a C or B cup, sure, go ahead. Just be warned. If you're an A, don't bother with it because nobody's gonna notice. You probably have bigger ones than acrobatics. If you're plus of a D or above, I will admit I'm a 40 double D. I'll admit this now. And I'm so glad it's probably going on YouTube. Okay, I make momos. I'm a plush young lady, and my fiance loves it. And I've won enough awards to stick it in those skinny minis' faces. That's really bitter. Just make sure you do realize your actual. Don't be like, well, I'm insecure, so I'm going to say I'm a 36B, but you're really a 48D. Just accept your body for what it is now. Don't be like, well, in 2 months for the con, I'm going to be a size 4. Don't worry about it. You're going to have extra stress of trying to lose weight, trying to get your body in shape, and it doesn't work. I'm trying to stress yourself out and give yourself like this aneurysm doing this. Negative. I should probably get a timer on this thing. I'm going to go over. That's good for construction. Okay, let's try wig work. Wig work, I hate wigs. I hate wigs. I spend a lot of money making my hair very nice, and I spend every weekend in a flipping wig. And they're heavy, they're itchy. I hate them, but I like making them. Oh, weird. We'll go with that. Okay, so I assume you all know how to put a wig on. You stick your hair back. If you have longer hair, learn to track your hair. Track your hair, either braid it all the way across the front or do the spiral in. And if you have longer hair in the back, learn how to do pin curls or have somebody like quad French braid, which is French braid and French braid. Then you can lace them through and up. Saved my life many a times because I haven't worn a normal sized wig in about 2 years. I needed large pieces. It's a very bad idea. Also, be aware of physics. You really want to do that character that has the hair down to the floor. That is not a good idea. Just accept it that you cannot have the hair down to the floor. Logistics doesn't work. It might be good if you just have like a random wig you want to make that long just for 2 seconds on stage and you're off. I've done this before. You get things stuck in the wig, people step on your wig, and there's nothing about when you're being clotheslined by yourself in the green room. It's very embarrassing, and it's happened many a time. And I sit there and go like, you should have done better. Sorry, I'm gonna laugh. Make sure you're all right, but I'm gonna laugh at you. Okay, but you do want to make a super long wig, and you can't buy anything over like 120 centimeters. Sometimes if you're lucky, you can find on eBay the 140 centimeters. Learn metric. Learn metric and learn metric. I'm from Europe. I already know metric. Okay, but okay, you want to make a super long wig. Buy about 4 of the exact same wig. Take one wig as your wig base. That is your number 1. That's your unit 1. Stick it on your wig head. When you stick a wig to be worked on with the wig head, take the little straps and wrap them around the chin. It'll stay on and keep this stretched. So while you're working, you don't make this scrunch up and it won't fit your head anymore. And if you know you have a lot of hair, you can take rolled up cotton or rolled up wax paper and stuff it inside of the wig, so that when you're, like when you do pigtails or ponytails or hard items in the wig, whatever way you have the wig on the wig cap is the way it's going to stay when you put it on. So if this is smaller than your actual head, put something under there that simulates your hair or the size of your head. I have a big head, and I used to have, my hair was down to here last year, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Because it's really embarrassing when you go to put your wig on, you realize that you've made it twice as small as you really need. That's it. Okay, you want to make a super long wig. You already got your base on there. You got your base. Stick a few T-pins. Invest in a big box of T-pins, or just a T, your pin. Stick it in here so it stays right where you want it. Take wig number 2. Just cut it up. Cut it up so you have the long wefts. And what I do is I take clothespins and garment hangers, and I clothespin my wefts to the garment hangers so they stand straight while I'm working on stuff. And then separate your wig to where you want more volume. Go to Sally's Beauty Supply and invest in hair glue. I have not had to sew a weft in a wig in 3 years. This stuff sets in 2 minutes, and it can put the Hindenburg back together. It's amazing. It comes in any color you want. I usually just buy white and then custom dye it to match my wig, but I've been, oddly enough, only making like darker colored wigs for the past year, so I got like 4 of these for about $10. Small things I'll still sew in, but honestly, it's your money. And once you have about a few more, it's best to like start like in the back right here. Okay, think of like when you do your hair and you're like, hey, I want more volume, so you'll automatically go to like right here to lift it up. Start right there, like right at the crest. If you start out here, it's weird little bouffant thing, and nobody wants to go from here. Nobody does that. Like start like right back here, start adding more wefts. Like if you're going to do a part or add like right here, I got undangos. Start right before you do the part, so that when you do the part, you don't see your wefts. It looks really tacky. But once you add more in, you'll basically get a lot more volume. You won't see any thread. Then you take your other wigs. You got 2 more to the side. Cut out basically the skull cap area where you look under a wig. It's got that lace part. Cut that off, and then you have like a little U shape. Take that part and sew it to separate your wig. You'll have the wig and you'll have like weft. Separate the last 2 wefts and then sew that large piece in right there. And add extra glue as much as you can, and try to use industrial strength thread, like the hard nylon thread. It comes in clear, so you don't have to worry about anybody seeing it, but it'll hold your width in there. And then you get that extra volume and length. Take your last wig, do the exact same thing. Now, where you added that extension, take the extension, the last 2 wefts, part it out, and then add your extension in, and you'll get a long wig like this, but no seaming in the front. It's very 80s teased out right now because it's so that's how you make a super long wig and super volume. But you're like, hey, I want to have highlights in my wig or extra color in my wig. There's 2 ways to do that. The more traditional way is the Sharpie dye method. If I catch anybody using actual dye or hair dye in a wig, I'm taking you out back to the back shed because it'll melt your wig. There's acetone in a lot of hair dye and it'll melt your wig in about 5 seconds. You'll have a gelatinous gel in your hand. When we do the Sharpie dye, it only works on wigs that are a lighter color than what you want to go. You're like, okay, I want to make Cheryl from Macross Frontier. Okay, get a pink Sharpie marker and a bottle of rubbing alcohol. Take your pliers, remove the Sharpie inside, drop it into your rubbing alcohol. Let it sit for 24 hours. Take it, shake it up, and now you have your Sharpie dye. Separate where you want the pink highlights, and just rub it in. Use rubber gloves, just rub it in and separate them. You can use like foil or wax paper to separate them. If I'm